Hello, welcome to the Viva Violins workshop. Today I'm going to show you how you tune your violin. You might need to know this if you're a parent of a child who's not seeing their teacher for a while and their violin's gone out of tune and they don't know how to do it themselves, so you're going to have to. Or if you're a real beginner and you don't really know where to start. So the first thing you need to know is the names of the strings. So we'll start at the bottom. The thickest one is the G string. The next one to that is the D string. The next one up is the A string. And the top one, which is the thinnest one and makes the highest noise, is the E string. So let's start tuning this violin. Now you might have something like this, which is a tuning fork. This is a great piece of kit if you know how to tune your other strings, but it won't help you tune the G, the D or the E strings. I'll show you how it works. If you tap it on something hard, like my bench here, and then put it on the bridge, that will give you your A, and you can tune your A string by ear. This is all well and good if you know what you're doing, but if you don't, you're going to need to download yourself a tuning app on your mobile phone or use a digital tuner. This is one I use in the workshop all the time. You could use a guitar tuner, they tend to work well too. I like these because they clip onto the instrument, so they are really very secure when you're using them and they give you a really good reading. So clip your tuner on, or if you're using a mobile tuner, hold your instrument as close to it as you can. Turn it on so it's working, and we'll start with the A string. So come down to the bench and I'll show you what to do. So let's try by plucking the A string. I'll try and get this so you can see it properly. If I come a bit closer, you might be able to see a bit better. Now this is registering just under the A. I want to make sure that it goes to the dark green line at the top of my tuner. You're going to learn how your tuner works and what it looks like very quickly as you do this. So this tuner is registering in A, but not quite. So I'm going to tune it by turning the fine tuners at the bottom. So if you remember, righty-tighty makes it go higher and lefty-loosey makes it go lower. It's very simple. You can't go wrong. So as this one isn't quite high enough, it's not quite at the top of the tuner, we're going to go righty-tighty just to bring it up there. It's quite hard to show you this on the video because of the glare in the workshop. That's now bang in tune, my tuner says. So we'll move to the next one. Let me try and change the angle of this so you can see. That's better. So you can see that one's a little bit under. I'm not getting the dark green line at the top, so I'm going to do righty-tighty on the fine tuner there. And a little bit more. And that's bang in tune. And then we'll work to the G. Again, that's a little bit under, so righty-tighty on that bottom tuner. And bring it up a little bit more, just a couple of turns. Keep going. And there we are, a little shade more to get that bang in. That's in. Now do the E. That's flat as well. If it's not reaching the dark green line at the top, I know it needs to go up, so I'm going to do righty-tighty on that top tuner. And again, follow the string in, make sure you're turning the screw on the right string there, and that's in tune now. So if you've got fine tuners and your strings aren't too out of tune, it's quite easy to get it bang in tune again. Now, if you don't have fine tuners and you need to tune on the pegs, or if your string has really gone out of tune a lot, so it's registering, say, a C for your D string, you need to use the pegs. So I'll show you how to do that now. If you clip your tuner on, let's try this A string. That's pretty much in tune. Now this violin doesn't have the fine tuners, it's only got it on the E string. So I'm going to have to tune this one on the pegs. So the A string is pretty good. Let's try the D. Okay, that's registering a C sharp. So I'm going to need to tweak that peg up a little bit until we hit the D, and there we are. It's a shade over, so I can bring it down a little bit. And it's bang in tune. I'm not doing massive turns on these pegs. I'm using pressure to push and then turning. Let's do the G, F sharp. So I need to go up to a G, press in and turn. And it's in tune. Now, what if it was really low? If I bring that out of tune again, that's saying an F, say it said an E. We'd know that was very much out of tune. Don't worry about it. Push in, turn, check regularly, F sharp. And there's your G. If you go slightly over, like I did just then, that's acceptable. If you go too far over while you're tuning, say if you're trying to tune your G string and you go up to an A or a B or a C, you run the risk of snapping that string. They're not supposed to be put at that much tension. Let's try the E string. That's pretty much in tune, but we need to tune that. All violins should have an adjuster on their E string. So on this one, we'll go back to that, tighten it up a notch, and get it bang in tune. And there you go, simple as that. Now, if you're lucky enough to have fine-tuned pegs on your instrument, you're going to have a much easier job. Here's one with fine-tuned pegs on it, and they are geared pegs inside. So the gearing is all in the pegs, and there's no fine-tuners at the bottom. Doesn't need it. It's all done on the pegs. So let me show you how to tune this one. We'll clip the tuner on again. And then let's start with the A. That's pretty much in tune. We'll leave that one where it is, the D. Again, that's pretty good, but we can tweak that a shade. That's in now, and then the G. So on fine-tuned pegs, they don't often go out very much. Say it was registering an F. You can hear how fine-tuning, and it's very easy to move that peg. It's not going to slip. There's going to be no issue there at all. Just a case of getting that in tune like that. And then the E, that's also bang in tune. So these pegs do tend to hold much better than normal pegs, especially when your climate conditions change or it gets hot or cold. So that's another violin in tune. So I hope that video has helped you. If you do break a string, don't panic. Just contact Viva Violins. We can send you another one out in the post. It's not a problem. But take your time. Don't rush. And you'll get it in tune. And then everyone will be able to get playing again. Thanks for watching.